What's going on, team? Testing, 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 testing. Perfect. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Hope you guys had a great trading day. Let me check Discord real quick, make sure I posted the link. I think we're good to go. As always, guys, welcome to the isolation session for February 25th, 2025. The pairs we're going to be going over in today's session is going to be the ones you see with the red folder next to their name. Starting off with AUDUSD, finishing off with US oil. We will be going in order from the top to the bottom. You guys already know the drill. We'll look over the daily time frame. We'll look over the 4-hour time frame. We'll look over the 30-minute time frame. On the 30-minute is where we'll be looking for any type of entries, continuations, 372s, bounces off the EMAs, bounces off any points of interest, engulfing candles, exhaustion candles, anything that we could see. We'll see that on the 30-minute time frame, and then we'll get our charts ready for tomorrow, for tomorrow's trading session. We will have a trading session tomorrow morning. I'm gonna be awake. And we'll see if we can catch any entries. Sorry guys, I'm also reading a text message at the same time. But just gonna give everybody another minute. We'll start at the 7-minute mark on stream, so everybody got a minute to join. And then we'll go off from there, guys. Oh man. Alright, so let's get started, guys. So AU, we know we're in A2, we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third and final push to the bottom. We know that we still don't have a valid break of these lows, so we still gotta wait for that valid break to look for a continuation to go back into peak low territory, right? But we also know we have a gap at the top of the market. So this is one of those situations where I am expecting price to fill this gap up first, right? Go up, fill this gap, and then start the downtrend push one more time. Right now in AU, we're still moving counter trends, still against the overall market makers pattern. Right now we're still making higher highs and higher lows. So right now, no continuations on the 4-hour. On the 30-minute, we did have a nice 372. Right, a little 3-day drop. We had higher high, higher low, higher high. Then today, price gave us a little change of character. Lower low, lower high, lower low inducements of the lows, and then this is where we could start seeing price giving us higher highs and higher lows. So at this moment, I'm gonna leave this pair, this chart marked up the way that it is. Let's zoom into this real quick. We had a nice, yeah, it wasn't even a drop, no net. So I'm not really expecting price to give us another push back down to the bottom. This could be where price starts turning back around to continue that uptrend push to give us that gap, that move to fill that gap up at the top. So AU is looking good. For right now, I'm just gonna skip it again with no continuation, still making higher highs and higher lows. So just gonna let AU move and do what it has to do. EA, we're in V2, we're in the second zone consolidation. We're still in the middle of the zone of consolidation, so right now we know it's not the best spot to take a trade, but this is where I want to start seeing my engulfing candles. I want to start seeing my 372s, 2 weeks of rise, right? Our month, we're still not there yet. We still have a month of no net, so still not really looking at anything here on the daily time frame. Right, 4-hour time frame, I'm still wanting this to turn around. Right, we're still trading between the previous lower low and lower high, but we can see that internal time frame, we are getting the change of character. We got the break of structure. We're seeing higher highs and higher lows. No engulfing candles yet on the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, we have a small but nice engulfing candle here, right, on the 1-hour. So we're gonna mark this one up for now. Right, and then on the 30-minute, again, we had the change of character. We had the break of structure, so we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high, this 30-minute low, right? And we already had Today was that third day push to the top side, so could I be expecting price to give me a steeper pullback? You know, possibly Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we could look for another trade, or even a trade for next week, right? Would love for that to happen, right? What I'm kind of really wanting for price to do, right? Higher high, higher low, boom. The next 2 days, the next day and a half, you know, we could get some type of inducements to make people believe that this is where price is going to turn around to continue the push down to the bottom, right? And then boom, this is where we start seeing price go back up to the top side, right? Do I think we'll get this steep of a pullback? To be honest with you, not really. If I'm gonna be completely honest, what I'm really looking for price to do, right? The 1 hour engulfing is cool, but that's way too steep of a pullback, right? Especially for this type of movement, right? Already looking at market structure, what type of movements this could be. This could most likely just give us a continuation, right? We'll get some type of pullback within this area over here, right? And this would make more sense, right? This little pullback would be a pullback between 23.6 and 38.2, and then we'll continue that pullback back to the top side, right? And if you guys don't believe me, we could add a fib, right? So market structure tells me that this is gonna happen most likely, right? And we also have the bounce off the 50 EMA, which is what we're looking for in V2 to continue that third push back to the top side. Let's look at something else, right? We don't have a gap here, we're good. Here, price closed, opened, went to the top side. So we have no gaps in the market. Do we have a gap for today? Right, no, we're good for today as well. So yeah, this could be a situation where maybe for tomorrow what we'll have is just price consolidating, right? And then Thursday, Friday is when we'll get this move to go back up to the top side. So EA is definitely on my watch list for the rest of this week. Definitely going to be a pair to keep an eye on. Again, I'm not really expecting price to give me this steep of a pullback, but we'll continue to keep an eye on EA. EU, we are in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, right? Looking for that second push to the top side. Right now, price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. I do like that the lower time frame we start seeing higher highs and higher lows, but we still don't have a break of structure after the change of character. So what I'm looking for on EU is for price to break these 4-hour highs, right? Once we could break above these 4-hour highs, that's when I'll start looking to really take a trade on EU, right? We have no continuations just yet. Again, we're still at the top of the zone, not the best spot to take a trade. And again, the reason why, right? Let's give reasonings as to why this is not the best spot to take a trade. If we just look at our left hand side, right, how many times was price in these areas and then went down? Right? Every single time. Every single time. Right? Every single time. So right now, what I'm looking for is, instead of looking to take buys in this zone up here, which is why all of this for me in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, has been a no trade zone. Right? I'm not going to take any of these trades until we get that break. Once we get this break, then I'll start looking to take those trades back to the top side. Right, so for right now, EU is just more about being patient, right? We got a day of rise today. If tomorrow we get the second day of rise and we get the break of structure, this is pretty much what I'll be looking for, right? And again, I don't trade going counter. This is why I'm super patient, right? Because I have to be. In order for me to take a buy, I need to make sure that everything makes sense, right? So I'm just gonna add these lines here so you guys could see exactly what it is that I'm looking for. So let's say that, boom, tomorrow, right, we get a little pushback, boom, pullback, boom, second day, right, we got a second day of rise. On the third day, which is going to be on Thursday, this is where I'll start looking to take a trade to go back up to the top side, right? So again, what I want to see, and let's redraw this again because that one was a little bad, right? Boom, break of structure, right, the pullback, the retest. If we could get into an entry here, this is where I'll start looking to take a trade to go back up to the top, right? Something like this for me to start looking to take a trade. And I'll keep this on screen and we'll see how this looks tomorrow morning. Okay, guys, any questions, let me know. Anything that's not making sense, let me know. Any other pair you guys want me to go over, just let me know. EURCAD, we're in V1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, looking for that second push to the top side. Very similar but inverse to what we're looking for on AU, right? EURCAD, we know we have this gap at the bottom of the market. I'm still expecting price to fill this gap up again two things are going to happen. We're either going to get the break of structure first and then a pullback to then continue, or we're going to get the pullback first to then continue, right? And again, the reasons why I'm not really looking to take a trade up in this area is for the same reason for EU, right? Again, how many times did price reject these highs and go down, right? This is already 4, 5, 6 different times, right? 6 different times where price rejected these highs and went right back down to the bottom. So again, what I'm looking for on ECAD, I'm either going to be looking for price to give me a break retest to continue, or I'm going to be waiting for price to give me a pullback, right? Once we get this pullback to fill this gap in, that's when I'll start looking to take a trade, right? So ECAD right now, I already know in the daily time frame, I'm not really looking for anything. On the 4 hour, not really looking for anything either. No engulfing candles, no continuations, right? Continuations meaning 2 weeks of rise. And then on the 30-minute, right? 30-minute looks good. We have the change of character, higher high, higher low, boom, break of structure, higher high, higher low, which was yesterday's trade, right? And then today, price gave us another higher high, higher low, break of structure. So it's still continuing the trend, which is good, right? We're still making higher highs and higher lows. Let's add these lines or these boxes here real quick. These are 30-minute lows, right? We had a day of rise, today being the second day. You know, if we could get a nice pullback, right? If we could get a pullback somewhere in this area, you know, then I'll look to take another trade back to the top side for that 372. But for right now, you know, no time frame really has a picture perfect entry for this one. But right now we'll keep this one marked like this for now. And we'll see what happens. We'll see this tomorrow morning. GA, we're looking good. A lot of these pairs is exactly what we needed to see. GA, we're in V2, looking for that third push to the top side. We know we're looking for the break of structure, the retest. We got both of those things, right? We got the break, we got the retest, we got higher high, higher low. Daily time frame, we had a nice little engulfing candle. Still not a picture perfect engulfing candle. Would still kind of would love to see price give me a pullback. I do like that price gave us a week of rise last week. This week, we can see that price continued that push back to the top side. We already know if this week price ends up giving us that second push, then we know next week we'll be looking for that third push to the top side. 30-minute time frame also looks good. We got the change of character. We got the break of structure. So now we're trading between this higher low over here. And we already know that this engulfing candle is already invalidated. Right? We could delete that one. Right, our higher low, we know from here to here, the lowest point is this wick over here, right? And we know that we're trading between this higher high and that low. And we had 3 days of rise, perfect. Right, on the third day of rise, do we have a gap? Let's see, no gap here, no gap here. We have a gap on the second day. So could this technically be the second day of rise and we'll be looking for a third day going into tomorrow? Absolutely. This could definitely be that. Alright, so GA looks good. Old head was good candle. GCAD, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in V2. So we already know not the best spot to take a trade. Again, similar to the other pairs. Right? How many times did price reject these highs and go back down? Right? So right now what I'm looking for on GCAD is the same thing that we were looking for on the other pairs. I'm either going to be looking for a break retest, and this is where I'm going to get in to continue, or we're going to be looking for a pullback to happen. Right now on the 4-hour time frame, we've had multiple weeks where prices have been pushing up to the top side. So right now, really nothing on this side. We're just in a higher high. Same thing on the 30-minute. On the 30-minute, we continue to have higher high, higher low. Right, all of this is part of the same trend. So technically speaking, you know, we're trading between this higher high, higher low, and all of this to the top side is the higher high. So right now for GCAD, just kind of gonna let price do what it has to do. Not gonna rush into taking any trades on GCAD for now. Gonna wait it out and then we'll see what happens. Didn't get any notice, it's all good, man. GJ, we're still in peak high territory in the highest point in the market. We're still uptrending, right? We're still trading between the daily time frame higher high and higher low. lower time frame, we're kind of stuck in a little zone of consolidation in a little range, and that's okay, right? We have no continuations here either at this moment. Price is still giving us internal lower lows and lower highs as well. So right now for GJ, I'm not really trading it, right? You guys could just see that now for the last 4 days, 3-4 days, price has just been moving sideways. So I'm not going to be forcing anything on GJ. I'm not going to be, making things up of what I think I see. No, it's completely different, right? What I want to see and what's really happening on the charts, it's two completely different things. So once GJ starts trending, that's when I'll start trading. If there's no trend, there's no trade. It's just really that simple, right? Right now, I'm not gonna, I'm not going to force myself into believing that this is gonna be a double bottom retest, right? Because look how many people are trapped in this trade here, right? How many people just in the 4-hour time frame, right? How many people do you know trade the 4-hour time frame and are seeing that in the last since Monday, right? How many exhaustion candles do they see here? Right, so how many traders do you think were stuck in these trades going long and they've just been stuck in that zone of consolidation? Right, and it's all about market structure, right? Being able to see that the market makers are going to make these moves before it happens is going to save you a lot of time and a lot of money, right? So once we start trending, that's when I'll start getting into any trades. Right now for GJ, just going to skip ahead on that. I'm not going to really force any trades on those JPY pairs, right? Because if we go to AJ, we go to UJ, we go to NJ, right? Very similar to GJ, right? Very similar. These JPY pairs right now are not our friends. No net resets the trend. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. GU, right? We were in V1. We were in the first zone of consolidation. We got the break of structure. We got the pullback, which is the retest. Right, once we got the retest, this is where we want to start seeing higher highs and higher lows. Right now the daily time frame still making lower lows and lower highs, but internally we can see that price has flipped around and started giving us higher highs and higher lows. Right, on the 4-hour time frame we had lower low, lower low, boom, change of character, higher high. We still haven't really gotten a steep pullback, right? I don't want to call this a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. All of this is really part of the same trend. But we can see that we've been having just 4 weeks where price has been giving us these pushes back to the top side. So GU is definitely going to be an interesting one to trade. Again, I would really love to see a steep pullback. I don't really like trading in these areas where price is just moving sideways, right? We can see that at this point, price is just, we could mark all of this as a zone of consolidation, realistically speaking. Right, realistically speaking, we can mark all of this as a zone of consolidation. Right, because this is where price has been rejecting lows, rejecting lows, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, rejecting highs, rejecting highs, right? So this is kind of an area on GU where, again, I just opt out to stay away from these trades. When something's not really making sense to me, I'm just not going to force a trade. I'm not going to force myself to see something that's not really happening. Another situation is I'm not really comfortable in marking this as higher high, higher low, higher high, lower high, right? Lower low, higher high, right? This is just, this trend on the 30-minute time frame with market structure just doesn't make any sense, right? So instead of marking it that way, I really am just tempted into saying that this is just higher high, higher low, right? And we're trading between this high and pretty much technically, right? Let's take a step back, right? Technically speaking, if we start from here, right, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, right, low, and then this is where price gave us the higher high. So technically I would say we're trading between this high and this low, right? Instead of saying that I'm trading between whatever nonsense is happening inside of this high here, right? And this is why I really just enjoy trading the pullbacks instead of when price gives me a consolidation. And once again, for the people who don't understand that, remember you have two movements in the market. You have when price is trending, right? Higher highs, higher lows, or vice versa, lower lows and lower highs. And then you have when price is consolidating or in a zone, in a range, just moving sideways, right? So with that being said, what's a pullback, right? Well, you already know that if you're making higher highs and higher lows, right, the higher low when price is pushing down, this is the pullback to continue. Now, not every single time will you get a higher high going into a higher low pullback. Sometimes you'll get price to give you higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price just moves sideways, right? And then the way you trade this one is, well, if you already see that price is rejecting these lows, you know you could take a trade at these lows to go back to the top side, right? And then you already know, okay, cool, price rejected these highs, you get out of the trade here, and then you wait for the break of structure. Once you wait for the break and the retest, this is again where you take the trade to then continue the push to the top side. So it's very similar to what's going on GU, right? On the 30-minute, it looks a little bit clean, like, oh, we could argue and say that this is where price gave you the break, and this is the retest, and this is where you got to get into your trades to go back to the top side, right? But if we go up to higher time frames, it just doesn't make any sense, right? There's not enough pullback. We have also the 800 EMA to kind of play a part into this. We don't really have clean break of structures just yet off of this, so there's really no point into rushing into these trades, right? We'll wait this one out just a little bit, and then once we get better structure, then we will get into these trades once again. So GU, let's just mark this as a day of rise. Let's go back to the 30. Right, let's mark this as a day of rise. What am I gonna do with the 30-minute zones? I'm just very tempted to just leave it where we have this high and this low here, just for the sake of finding an easier trade. And then we'll update this as the week progresses, and we'll see what happens. But right now for GU, I'm just taking a step back from it. I'm not really gonna be trading it just yet. I'm not doing US30 on stream, so we'll do that towards the end. USDCAD daily time frame. Again, guys, any questions, let me know. USDCAD, we're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. So right now, I'm not going to be trading USDCAD either. If we get a continuation of 372, if we get 2 months of rise, if we get 2 weeks of rise, then I'll take the third push. So right now, I'm just kind of letting USDCAD develop. We also know that we were trading between the previous lower low and lower high. We have a change of character. So again, I'll be waiting for that break of structure to happen on USDCAD. If we could get that break, then I'll start trading USDCAD again. But until then, I'm not going to be entertaining this pair. And I know that we're trading between this high still. Pretty much going to be trading that high and the same low. Right? 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, we know the market's going to either give us a no net, move sideways, or go down. USD ZAR. We have the same 30-minute low. Again, I'm very tempted to just say that this is low. Right, we've been trading lower low, lower high, boom, lower low, and then we've had lower high, lower low, higher low, and then boom, higher high again. Right, but again, I don't want to say that this is, I don't want to go from saying that this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to now this internal movement is the 30-minute highs and lows. It just makes no sense. Right, so again, we are still trading lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And we know that we're trading between this lower low and this lower high, right? Just not to confuse anybody. So again, for right now, just going to mark this as a day of rise. On the 4-hour time frame, again, we're still making lower lows and lower highs. And in the daily time frame on USDZAR, we're in V2. We're in the second zone of consolidation in an uptrend. Still making higher highs and higher lows, but once again, we have that gap at the bottom. So want to see that gap being filled before we do anything else. And again, the fact that in the 4-hour time frame we're downtrending, and the 30-minute time frame we're downtrending, I'm gonna wait it out before I look for any trades on USDZAR going long. And that's pretty much it for these pairs, guys. I don't want to mark up US30, gold, Bitcoin, or oil on stream. I'm gonna do it now, but I'm not going to be giving my full-on analysis. I'm just gonna update the chart. But any questions, just let me know, guys. Anything else you guys want me to go over, anything you guys want me to explain, let me know. If not, then that's pretty much it, guys. We'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Can you do a markup for what pair? A little change of character on Bitcoin going down. And then on the 30-minute, we have a change of character, break of structure, retest, and then break of structure back down to the bottom. It's very interesting. We have 2 days of drop, today being the third day. Price gave us a nice beautiful third day push to the bottom. After 3 days of drop, market must go sideways or go up. So it's gonna be definitely an interesting one for Bitcoin. Rip crypto. Facts. What chart do you want me to mark up, Kendall? Let me know. Nothing on gold, still making higher highs, higher lows, no engulfing candles. On the 30-minute, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, change of character, lower high, break of structure, lower low. Could we be looking for another push to the bottom? We had a day of rise yesterday. Today, price gave us a day of drop. I don't have any other. That's what I thought. 30-minute lines. Here we go. You know, and again, this is a very aggressive change of character, break of structure, because this was only a wick change of character. Also, the fact that we're respecting the 800 EMA is also another indication that price might not continue this push down to the bottom. We have no engulfing candles. No engulfing candles. We're in peak high. I'm looking for price to bounce off to 50. So right now, what's in confluence with this is not only do we have that 50 EMA pullback, we also have the crossing of the EMA, but then we also have the retracement of the fib. Right, this retracement is, wait, let me see something. Now we had higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, change of character, higher high, change of character, and this is also a change of character again because price went higher high back into a lower low. So this is also a lower low change of character. This is not a break of structure. So okay, so we don't have the break of structure, but what we do have is again the fib retracement. This is a 50% fib retracement, which is also the bounce off the 50 EMA. So this is a very aggressive trade. I would never really take a trade like this unless I had another set of confluence, another set of confirmations. And again, whether that's a engulfing candle, right? I also at this point want to go into a lower time frame and see if we have any change of characters, break of structures in the lower time frame, right? On the 1 minute, this is where this is pretty much going to play out. And the reason I say that is because in the 1 minute time frame, again, let's just look at structure. Let's see how price is moving, right? We have lower low, lower high, lower low, right? This is where price, I don't want to get this confused here, but let's mark this up, right? This is where price gave us the change of character, higher high. This is where price gave us higher low, right? Higher high once again, higher low, right? And then price again gave us the higher high, higher low, right, into the higher high, right? So if I want to look for shorts, right, so again, let's just completely go back to what we're talking about, right? If we want to look for shorts going back down, what do we need to start seeing here in the 1 minute time frame, right? In the 1 minute time frame, this higher high, higher low, right, it needs to start turning into lower lows and lower highs. Once we could get movements like this to happen on the 1 minute time frame, once we get the change of character, once we get the break of structure, that's when I'll start looking to take a trade again. Right, so again, it's just all about being patient, really just waiting for price to give you your entries. Once price gives you those entries, then you'll start taking those trades. My bad, you said Any chart from top to bottom, I was just gonna say price making higher, break up previous higher low, shift in structure, change of character, break up structure. Yep, exactly. Give me a pair. What pair do you want me to do? Just give me a random pair. Which pair are you looking at? Because there's a reason why you're asking me to do that. Which pair are you looking at? Right, we had a drop, no net. Right, we had a gap in the market, reset, and then price ended up just giving us a push to the top side. Again, this pair specifically, you know, it's very tough to say what it is that I want to see on US30. Just create another line. You know, and I'm saying it's very tough because again, one server is telling us this gap has been closed already, right? And then TradingView hasn't filled it yet, so I'm kind of just waiting for market structure to tell me everything I want to see. We had lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price gave us a change of character, higher high. So let's change this to here. I don't need that anymore. This is a little aggressive change of character, but this is US30, so I'll be okay with having an aggressive change of character, right? And I know that I'm trading between this low and this high. Not looking at anything. I'm taking a week off to study, but still show up present on the charts. Was interested in the third levels and how you look at them. Got you. So it's every time frame. It'll look the same. So I'm gonna go into a chart that looks pristine, because you know I can't also go back too far up in the 30-minute time frame, right? But this is what the third push looks like, right? Those videos that you're gonna see this. You have the first push, the second push, the third push, right? First push, second push, the third push, and this is gonna look the same across the board. This is gonna the same way you see it here is the same way you're gonna see it on the daily time frame. Is the same way you're gonna see it on the 4. You're gonna see this on the 30-minute. You're gonna see this on the 5-minute. You're gonna see this on the 1-minute, right? Every time frame is going to be the same, right? So that's what that is, right? In those videos that you watched, this is what this is, right? You have the M, A, W, and then you have the W, V, V, and then it turns back into the M, right? And then the same thing, right? This what you see here, that W, VVM, and the MAAW is the market maker's pattern. This is what you see that I always have drawn out. This is what the 3 levels are, right? You have the M, you have the A, you have the A, and then you have the W, then you have the V, you have the V again, right? And then now on USDCAD, we're looking for the M again, back up here on the top side to continue that downtrend push, right? So all of this is the same across the board. Now, how do you identify them? It's very simple. It depends. Let me delete all of this. Give me 1 second, right? What are you looking for, right? If you're looking for the 3 pushes, right, in the daily time frame, we know that the 3 pushes could be the 3 months of rise, right? So for example, you're in a zone of consolidation, right? In a zone of consolidation, we'll just start from here, right? From the bottom, where'd you get the 3 pushes? You had push number 1, pull back, right? Let's take a step back here. You had push number 1, pull back, push number 2, pull back, push number 3, right? And you also had 1, 2, 3 on the 3rd month. You had a rise no net, reset the trend, gave you that 4th push to the top side. But that 4th push was again just part of the same 2nd push pullback where we had the break of structure, the retest to continue, right? And it's the same thing here. Again, price went right back down to the bottom, right? Came back down to the bottom and gave you the same thing. Gave you push number 1, right? The pullback, push number 2. Shit, I overshot it because I got confused with this drawing here. Sorry. Right? You had push number 1, the pullback, push number 2, the pullback, and then push number 3. Back to the top side. And then in push number 3, again, peak high territory. This is where we want to start seeing the double top to then continue. Right? The variations of the double tops and the double bottoms, right? Peak high and peak low. Again, just what I explained in the last previous pair that I did. You have 2 trends, right? You're either going to have price trending, going higher high, higher low, lower low, and lower high, or you're going to have price giving you a zone of consolidation, right? And then in peak high and peak low, you have the variation too, where you'll get a shoulder head shoulder in the peak high, or you'll get the inverse shoulder head shoulder, in peak low for the uptrend, right? So those are the three different things that could happen in peak high territory, in that double top, or in that peak low double bottom territory. So then it's the same thing on the 4-hour. Around the 4-hour is the same thing. It's just you're gonna see a lot more movements. You're gonna see a little bit more of structure, but it's the same thing. Right? You have push 1, push 2, and then push number 3. And then push number 3 is either you're gonna get a zone of consolidation, you're gonna get the double top, you're gonna get a shoulder head shoulder, right? This is all gonna happen here. Same thing on the 30-minute. Right? On the 30-minute, obviously, oh my bad. You're gonna be a lot more zoomed in, but you'll see this even in this zone of consolidation. Right? You rejected the lows. What happened? You had push 1, push 2, push 3 back to the highs. Right? Back to the lows. You had push 1, push 2, push 3. Right? Same thing at the lows again. Right? Lows again, you had push 1, push 2, right? Push number 3, we had a little inducement back down to the bottom. Right? And then the same thing. Obviously, you saw this day, which is one straight candle, right? But it's the same thing. Push 1, and then it just went boop. Again, rejected the highs, went back down to the bottom. Right? Same thing here. You had push number 1, push number 2, right? And then you had push number 3 all the way back to the top side. And then on push number 3 to the top side, that went into peak high. Once again, this is where you'll see that double top. And if you go down to a lower time frame, you'll see the double top. Right? If we go down to the 15, if we go down to the 5-minute, if we go down to the 1-minute, right? This is what you see here. Right? And then price just continued. Right? So you had push number 1, you had push number 2, right? And then if we just zoom out and do this, right? You had push number 2, you had the pullback, which all of this is part of the the pullback, right? Push number 2, and then boom, push number 3. And then after push number 3, this is where we're gonna start seeing price push back to the top side. Right? You have push number 1, push number 2. Could we be expecting push number 3? Right, so everything kind of coincides together. It's all the same thing. Did I do US30 real quick before I... Hold on, let me take a step back. I don't remember if we, oh yeah, we talked about US30 and the gap at the top. Peak high territory, no continuations, no engulfing candles. And then 30-minute, again, everything is lower lows, lower highs until the 30-minute gave us this change of character. Okay, so, yeah, see, I don't want to hop on a call yet until I'm done with the video. It's all good. And those videos, you'll definitely have a lot more questions, so we'll dive deeper into it once you get that all completed. I haven't seen my options chart. Let's see how accurate all of this was that I had marked up. Right, so boom, this is where we had the change of character. Right, we had the break, we had the 30-minute gaps that we were targeting, and price filled all of these gaps up. Damn, bro, so we missed out on so many trades. Let's start from the top to the bottom. Let's see if we actually could have caught any trades on this. So, looking at this the exact same way, right? 4-hour time frame engulfing candles aren't really that good because of the gaps. So let's go to the 1 hour and start from the top. The last time that I marked this up. Right, so we have lower lows and lower highs, no engulfing candles, no valid engulfing candles at least. No, nothing valid on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 30. Nothing valid on the 30. Let's go to the 5. There's so many gaps on here, it's just going to be so difficult to just kind of mark this all up, but let's take a look. So we had Day of no net, no net, day of drop, no net. I love a high, 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 boom, change of character and price just melted. There's nothing here. We had that gap, gap never was filled. Just been clean moves straight to the bottom side as soon as the market's open. That's why it's like super volatile when you're trading like these option pairs. That's why I don't really take them that serious. Just way too much volume. That's pretty much it, guys. Any questions? Anything else you guys want me to go over? Let me know. Any other pair you guys want me to mark up? Anything you guys want me to explain? Let me know. Again for tomorrow, EA could be a good one to keep an eye on. EU could be a good one to keep an eye on as well. Again, these are two pairs that I'm not really looking to take those trades. ECAD could also be a good trade for tomorrow. GA also could be a good one for tomorrow for continuation. GCAD, nothing for GCAD, nothing for GJ. GU, same thing. US30, I'll be looking at that tomorrow morning, so we'll keep an eye on that for tomorrow. USDCAD, I'm not really looking for anything. USDZAR, I'm not looking for anything. Gold, this could be a potential trade, potential good pair to keep an eye on as well. But again, I'm not really, I'm not comfortable in calling these sales, right? It's not a break of structure, it's just a change of character. Every other time frame, aside from the 30-minute time frame, is still giving us higher highs and higher lows. So once again, I'm not gonna be looking for shorts in a uptrend, right? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So that's pretty much it for these other pairs, right? There's really nothing else for us. Can you show another example of a W and a M and a, yeah, it's in every pair. Every single pair. Right, that's what the V1s and the V2s and the A1s and the A2, it's all the same. Right? AU is the same. Right? Daily time frame, you have the W, right? Obviously, you're gonna have to go into other time frames as well. Again, it's not always gonna show up in the daily, but you could even see here with market structure. You know how to tell candlestick, candlestick analysis. Right? If you go down to a lower time frame, this is a double bottom, right? This is the W, this is the A, or I'm sorry, WV, right? The V, and then you have the third push back to the top side, then you have the M, right? The M at the top again is going to be a variation. Not every single time is going to be a W, not every single time is going to be a M, right? This could be a variation. It could give you a shoulder head shoulder the way that it did here. It could give you a zone of consolidation, right? But you can still see it, right? And then you have the same thing. The M, the first push, the A, which is A1, the second push, A2, and now we're looking for that third push to the bottom to give us that W. Right? For EA, same thing. Right? From the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. Right? At the top you have peak high, the M, you have the first push, the second push, the third push. On the third push you have the W. Right? And then you have the first push, you got the second push, and now we're looking for the third push back to the top side. Right? EU, same thing. We had the W at the bottom, the first push, the second push, the third push from the top, the M, right? The M, you have the first push, the second push, the third push at the bottom, you have the W. Now once again, you'll see that if we zoom in just a little bit, but it is here, right? That W, you have the first push and the first zone of consolidation. So we already know for EU, we're looking for the second push back to the top side. M and a W would be for bearish. No, the M is bearish. The M formation, the double top is bearish. The W formation, the double bottom, is bullish. MAAW would be bearish, yes. Yep. MAAW is for the bearish. The WVVM is for bull. I'm sorry. MAAW is bearish. WVVM is bullish. Right. Same thing for EURCAD. Right. EURCAD's market makers pattern is a little wonky, but it is there. Right. GA, same thing. Right. You have the first push, the second push, the third push, the double bottom, first push, second push, looking for the third push. GCAD, same thing. Right, you have the double top, the first push, the second push, zone of consolidation, third push, the double bottom, first push, second push, and now we're looking for the third push back to the top side on GCAD. GJ, same thing, right? Even though we're in peak high territory, is the same thing. right? You had the double bottom, the first push, the second push, the third push all the way to the top side, right? GU, same thing. The double bottom, push 1, push 2, push 3, double top, push 1, push 2, push 3, double bottom, push 1. We're looking for that second push to the top side. And it's the same thing that I have drawn up here. This, what we're looking for here, is the same thing we're looking for here, right? US30, same thing. US30, same thing. You have the W, you have the first push, the second push, right? And this is the third push that we're in right now for US30. USDCAD is the most picture perfect market makers pattern you'll have, right? You have the double top, the first push, the second push, the third push. You have the double bottom, the first push, the second push, and the third push. And now here in peak high, we're looking for the same thing, right? We're looking for the double top, we're looking for the first push to the bottom to then continue that downtrend pattern. USDZR, same thing, right? Double top, push 1, push 2, push 3, double bottom, push 1, push 2, and we're looking for push number 3 to be given, right? Every single pair is traded the exact same way, man. Every single pair, right? Gold, same thing, right? Gold is the same thing. You have the double bottom, you have the first push, the second push, the third push, right? And we already know in the third push, what are we looking for? This is where we're going to start looking for our double tops, right? We're going to start looking for those lower lows and lower highs. Bitcoin, same thing. Bitcoin is the exact same thing. You had the double top, you had push 1, push 2, push 3. You had the double bottom, push 1, push 2, push 3 back to the top side. And push 3 back to the top side, what are we looking for? We're looking for a shoulder head shoulder, we're looking for a double top, or we're going to be looking for price to give us a zone of consolidation and a break below. So, you know exactly what we're looking at right now. This is the same shit we've been looking for, right? US oil, same thing, right? US oil, you had the double bottom, push 1, push 2, push 3. After push 3, you had the double top, right? The double top, you have push number 1, first zone of consolidation, and now we're looking for the second push back to the bottom. The push vary, the change of character BOS confirms the break of a push and the beginning of the next. That's why you were telling me about the differences between the entries. Yep. The change of character and break of structure, exactly. Yep, that change of character, break of structure is always going to give you the confirmation that price is going to trade. That it's going to go into the direction that you're looking for. Again, could you take a trade earlier than that? Yeah, of course. But you have to have other confirmations, right? And those other confirmations are going to be the ones that are going to elevate your trading, right? And just keeping it simple, even here on US oil, like, you know, could you trade this earlier? Yeah. But if you wait for the valid confirmations, again, if you already know that this is the change of character, right? This is the break and the retest, right? Level 1, what are you looking for? You're looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA, right? You had all of these entries here, right? You had the break of structure, retest, boom, 50 EMA, right? Break of structure, this is where price kind of just moves sideways, right? And then internal time frame, what happened? It gave you the change of character and the break of structure, and it gave you the retest again, right? Boom, back into the lower low, right? Lower high, price just consolidated, gave you a change of character in the lower time frame, boom, retest to go back into the bottom of the zone of consolidation, right? Already in level 2, right? Level 2, what are you looking for? You're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA, right? It gave you a little inducement of the high, 200 EMA, boom, back down to the bottom, right? You already know exhaustion candles. You're no longer looking for shorts. You know that price is going to go back to the top of the zone of consolidation. Boom, at the top of the zone of consolidation, you had the double top, you had the change of character, you have the retest, boom, right? You had the break of structure, you have the retest, boom, to continue back down to the bottom of the zone of consolidation. Right, same thing. You're still in level 2. You're still looking for price to bounce off the 200. But again, looking at market structure, back at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, you start seeing price rejecting lows. It's going to go back up to the top. Boom. Back to the top of the zone of consolidation once again. What are you looking for? Well, you're looking for a change of character. You're looking for the break. You're looking for the retest, right? The break happens here. Looking for the retest. Boom. 200 EMA to go back down to the bottom. Then once again, rejections of the lows. Right, and this is where we're at now. No trade zone for me here, because look how many times price has rejected these highs and rejected these lows, right? So the next thing that I'm looking for on oil to continue is a break of these lows, and then once we get the pullbacks back into the area, this is where I'll start looking to take trades again to go back down to the bottom to give us that second push all the way back down to the bottom to continue the trend. The difference between entering on a change of character versus break of structure, correct. Right, again, you could enter on a change. There's nothing wrong with entering on a change of character, but understanding which ones are going to be high probability and which ones are going to be low probability is where the difference comes in. Right, if you can't tell between that high probability and low probability and the reasons why, it's going to be very difficult to understand that. That's pretty much it, man. There's really nothing more. EA is looking good. I might wake up tomorrow for the London session, so I might turn the stream on for the London session and see if we could catch any trades before the NYC. And tomorrow I'll be pretty much done early before like 9:30. So the stream is definitely gonna be off by like 8:45, 9 o'clock. Got a few things I gotta take care of tomorrow, so it's gonna be an early trading day for me tomorrow. We're not in the 50-50 game. Nope. We're beyond past that already. This is not a 50-50 game. If you want to play a 50-50 game, you have a better chance at playing blackjack or goldfish at the casino and putting, 5k on black or 5k on red. But, this game of trading is not 50-50. It's either you know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing. There's no in between. I'll be up. All right, my brother. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. We'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Any questions for the people who watch the recording, just let me know. Message me on Discord or on X, wherever you feel most comfortable in, and I'll get back to you. We'll request a one-on-one session. One-on-one sessions for me this week until pretty much Tuesday of next week are most likely not going to be done. So if we have a one-on-one session scheduled for this week, we'll most likely have to reschedule for the upcoming week. Take care, though, head. Thank you, no problem, my brother. You too. I'll hit you up tomorrow morning. Alright, guys. Peace out.